going to look at a Playboy magazine from 1982. What you'll see is there's an amazing number of ads in this thing, and it's 257 pages. That's amazing. And we were searching, I'd never heard this campaign back in 82, I assume, 1982. There was something between Ed Koch and Mario Cuomo, and it was, someone talked about a slur or a slogan that said, vote for Cuomo, not the homo, right? And so I wanted to see if that was true, and I did find papers that talked about that. But this is quite telling the way Ed Koch answers. Were you ever asked to make a statement to the press about homosexuality? Only once for TV, and I'll do the Ed Koch voice. Only once and for TV, and I responded by saying, no, I'm not a homosexual. But if I were, I hope I'd have the courage to say so, because I happen to believe that there's nothing wrong with people who are homosexual. I want to say in my voice that I don't like or dislike. I am an outsider, right? So I don't take any sides on this. I'm only using the voice because he had a very good voice and character, and I'll tell the story of when the lady on Coney Island said, or somewhere said, Mr. Mayor, make it like it was. And he said, it never was the way you think it was, but I'll try. And so I'm not making fun of him. I actually like, his character. And so it said 10% of the population is made up of homosexuals. Really, 10%? Where do you get that number? What's cruel is that you're forced to say, I'm not a homosexual, which in effect means you're putting homosexuals down, which I don't want to do. I don't see saying I'm not a homosexual doesn't say I'm not a woman, doesn't put women down. I'm not an astronaut, that doesn't put astronauts down. So I don't agree. Is the term confirmed bachelor a characterization? This is Playboy. Can be applied to you? I'm a bachelor at 57. I've never thought of the term confirmed, but the probability is that, and he probably is going to say he's not going to get married because he's 57, but you never know. I think, what's his name from The Odd Couple? Tony Randall, also. He got married when he was very, very old, maybe. No. The analogy, this is Playboy again, the analogy would be to the priest who remains celibate, to devote his life to his calling. Well, the Catholic priest is required to remain celibate. I don't think they remain celibate. They choose that. It's not like someone's got to, well, it's not as if they have to choose that, right, to become a priest. It's a requirement. So if they want to be a priest, they have to be celibate, but no one's watching them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Could being a confirmed bachelor be a way of putting all your energy into running the city? No, Koch says, that's not the way I look at it at all. Whether or not I get married, I have not in any way taken a political vow that in order to do my duties, I foreclose marriage. That's ridiculous. What I have said on the subject is that marriage would be a plus, not for political purposes, but because it would be nice to have the support that comes from a happy marriage. On the other hand, many marriages in the political sector are altogether unhappy. What the public gets as a result of my being single is obvious. It gets more hours of work out of me because I don't have to run home to the family. Well, there might be some advantages to a family. Look at Mario Cuomo. He's got his so-called henchman son. So how do you deal with the speculation that exercising this kind of power can be, It's not very interesting. And he keeps asking, and finally he asks him directly, and he says no. Are you a homosexual? He asks. No, I'm not. Have you ever been in a homosexual relationship experience a relationship? I'm not going to discuss my private life with you. So I'm not understanding. So I get, isn't answering the question, are you a homosexual? That's his private life. So he already answered private life questions. So I'm just going to stop here. But this is cool. This comes out of archive.org. And you can actually download this whole thing. And it shows the difference in advertising. Now everything is much shorter. This was 257 pages of advertisements. If you look at it, it's got cigarettes and all kinds of ads in here. I think maybe at this point in time, cigarettes couldn't advertise on television, so they bombarded these magazines. I bet the magazines liked that. I have a feeling the magazines like that. They probably lobbied for this. And then eventually the cigarettes couldn't advertise in magazines either. So that's a snapshot in history. In 1982 is not that long ago, but it was close to the bankruptcy of New York City. I think the near bankruptcy was in the 70s, right? Like 75. Okay, Google. Oh, Google doesn't work right here. I guess it can't work inside here. Okay, Google. No, it doesn't work inside here. So it's recording, so I can just, how do I do that? I think I just press here. When was the near bankruptcy of New York City? Yes, February. It was close to bankruptcy, but I think it wasn't until October, right? The 70s were the low point, 75. I don't know why they say that particular day, but I thought, see, this newspaper, I think, was October, wasn't it? It's so hard to read. Abe Carey, yeah, sure. Oh my goodness. How do you get the date on these things? How do you get the date? Oh, February. Okay, so it does say February. But I thought that newspaper article was download, open image. It's hard to read the date on that thing. Why do they give such low quality? 15 cents. How do you? Okay, so let's do this. Yeah, October 29th. So I guess February. Oh no, but wait a second, October 29th. No, that's a different article. That's a different article. What was the date on that? Yeah. You would think the date of that would be pretty well documented. Wow. Let's just see. Drop dead. Oh, 1975. So here, oh, and this is a better quality one. Thursday. See, October. I wonder why this Daily News is terrible. Anyway, you see, it was October, so peace out.